Looking and acting professional is a key component of being a freelancer. I'm Avi from JustWriteMusic.com, and if you want to make sure that you're doing everything right and coming off in the best professional light possible, stick around. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button and bell below for more videos helping you make better music and stay sane as an artist. Let's face it, there is a bit of a stigma around being a musician as a profession. Some of the cliches are being broke, dirty, and irresponsible with everything, including their art. And worst of all, they believe that they are a gift from God. But that's really only what we see represented in media. Actual successful musicians look pretty close to any other independent professional. If you want to make it, and what I mean make it, I mean if you want to pay rent and eat, you have to think of yourself as a business, as a brand. Even if for right now you're not looking to make any money, you're just presenting yourself to the world. Today I'm sharing 5 things that I've picked up over the years to help you look and act super duper professional. Tip number 1, check your hygiene. Check your hygiene. This unfortunately is a prevailing cliche amongst musicians. While to an extent your income level may play a role, if you have a place to live, you also probably have a place to shower. Showing up clean to business meetings or rehearsals or whatever, literally stinking, is a great way for that to not go very well. It's pretty off-putting for other people, and not just personally, but also professionally. This gives off the impression that you don't care about your work, you don't care about presentation or aesthetics, and you don't care about the experience of other people around you. In a way, you're wearing your values on your body. This will make people not want to work with you because you're a literal affront to their nostrils. Okay, so check your hygiene. That's really important. Number 2, dress appropriately. Now I know that casual dress is becoming more and more fine and stuff. You can wear jeans to the office and stuff like that, but there's a limit. You still can't just, show up in sweatpants and stuff. It depends on the setting, and you have to be tuned into what that setting is. Just as a general tip, make sure all of your clothes are clean. And try to not make them wrinkly. Sometimes that's hard. Like, look at this shirt. This is terrible. I tried, though. I tried to do the fold. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. If someone let me know how to fold t-shirts the right way, because this doesn't work, right? I don't know. The main idea here is to look at least a little bit put together. This gives the impression that if you're put together visually, you're also put together in other aspects of your life. If you are given a certain dress code for a gig or for rehearsals, make it your business to abide by it. I never really understood this one, why people don't just listen. It doesn't help anyone, and it only wastes people's times, including your own, mostly your own. The director and the conductor will often give you very specific dress codes for the rehearsals and for performances, usually all black. Those who don't listen and show up wearing the proper dress are announcing that they are not a team player and are not taking things seriously. And it doesn't matter the explanation why. Honestly, it's better to be late than it is to show up dressed improperly. Speaking of, let's talk about that. Tip number 3, be punctual. Showing up on time is a huge sign of respect. Life happens, yes, which means when you show up on time, you are showing that person that you are serious about what's going on and that you value and respect their time. That is professionalism. And you may not think this means a lot, but I promise you it does. It shapes impressions very, very subtly. Being more than 5 minutes late to anything will have this subtle effect on how your colleagues perceive you. You're not hanging out with your friend or anything. You're going to meet a colleague. This is a business meeting, so act like it's your job and treat it like it's your job. This also applies to deadlines. Make them. And if you can't make them and you need an extension, ask for it and be upfront about it as soon as possible. So I've been saying all this time, be on time, don't be late. But the reality is, if you're on time, you already are late. If you're just walking in the room when something is supposed to start, you're late. Try to get to your destination about 5 minutes before anything is supposed to start. This gives you time to mentally prepare yourself and get situated with the physical space. This allows you to come to the meeting, come to the rehearsal more relaxed, more prepared, and more focused. Because you're setting aside intentional time to exponentialize is the word I was going to use. Because you're setting aside time specifically to prepare yourself for this engagement. Something that'll really help with this, and that helped me a ton, and I talk about this a whole lot, is to Keep a schedule or keep detailed records of where you need to be and when. The life of a freelancer and of a musician often means having multiple gigs at the same time. Moreover, things usually aren't the same week to week, which means relying solely on your memory is a recipe for forgetting something. Usually something important. Keeping a calendar is the best way to avoid this. In fact, I made a video about why you should keep a schedule as a freelance musician. It's right up there. And honestly, this is easier than it ever has been before. We all have calendar applications built into our phones. Applications. God, I'm getting old. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I like getting old, I think. Okay, moving on to our fourth professional tip for freelance musicians. And if there's one thing that I want you to take away from this video, it's this. Be a pleasure to work with. It's really simple. If you're not a pleasure to work with, people aren't going to want to work with you. Now, this may seem obvious, but for some reason, there's just like so many dicks still out there. Even if you're amazing at your craft, amazing at what you do, literally the best, you're not going to get much of anywhere if you can't work well with people. And I know that you know someone who's really hard to work with or just rubs you the wrong way, and you probably avoid working with them. Work is work, and no one wants to waste time dealing with nonsensical things. No one wants to waste time dealing with someone when you could be spending that time doing something more productive, or taking a break from doing something more productive. Fostering genuine relationships is the main way to get ahead as a musician. Being hard to work with and being like just a general dick just makes that more hard. Makes that more difficult. It's ironic too, because our career depends on this. And if you ask anybody on the business side or the audio engineering side of the music industry, artists and performers are like notoriously hard to work with. Shout out to all of you audio engineers who put up with underprepared musicians who aren't professional and don't know what they're doing. I'm sorry. I am. To all you underprepared musicians who I hope are watching this video, follow these tips. Be better. You can do it. It's gonna be great. You have so much to gain from it. Literally only to gain from it. Put your ego aside. And that's also going to help with this next tip, because combined with number 4, you can't help but be successful. So my fifth and final professional tip for freelance musicians is to always spread the praise. It's very unlikely that wherever you get in your career, that you're going to be doing it solely on your own. It takes the recognition and participation and engagement of other people to get anywhere at all, period. So even just by that, you're not doing anything alone. Putting that aside, even if you're the only one doing everything in this project, say you're writing everything, recording everything, performing everything, mixing and mastering everything all on your own. Believe me, I was there, I've done that. It's not a great process to do all on your own. There are others in your life who help you and support you in musical and non-musical ways, and they deserve praise for that. On a professional level, part of working with others is giving them credit for their work. If someone helped you with literally anything on a project, give them credit. You see, I got a new beginning animation with my name. That guy was awesome, and I gave him credit down in the description because he helped me. No one is going to want to work with you if you're known for not giving people their due credit. This just leaves a bad taste in everyone's mouth, and no one wants to work with a diva or somebody who treats everything like it's a solo project and like everything revolves around them, because it doesn't. When your colleagues know you to be someone who's not only amazing at your craft, but also humble and someone who lifts others up on their own merits, people will want to work with you. People want to be valued, and they notice those who value others. This makes you a more attractive colleague, a more attractive collaborator, which in turn means not only will people want to work with you, but the people you work with will be praising you to everyone they work with. Knowing that you're awesome and an awesome person, when someone knows that you can fulfill a job for a friend, they won't hesitate to share your name and your number. There you have it, 5 tips to help you as a freelance musician get your professional game on. I really want to reiterate how important this is. This is the bedrock, the foundation upon which you build your career. Following these tips will give your music business solid branding, great client and customer satisfaction, and a great reputation. I don't know what this arm is doing. Basically, if people like what you do and like doing it with you, then they're gonna keep wanting to do it with you and tell other people that you like doing that thing and you do it well with other people, and they're gonna also give you those people to them. That was nonsense. This is the truth behind the power of word of mouth and networking. When you follow these tips, the other things that come along with success, they come a whole lot easier. Now, which of these tips did you find most helpful? Did you like the most? And if you're already a professional and you have a tip of your own, feel free to share it in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. It was an honor for me to have shared this time with you. You guys rock. I'm Avi from JustWriteMusic.com, and I will see you guys next time. Do all the YouTube things, the liking, the subscribing, the, commenting. Engage with me. Peace out.